Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Baihaqi Hakim with NIM 20457743 PA 19781.
My name is Firman Nur Faadhilillah. My name is 20457750 PA 19788.
So in today's video, we will answer a question for our robotics midterm exam. Okay, so now this is the robot that we created for our group. As you can see here, it consists of motors connected at the joints, and also the whole thing is built out of acrylic material. So this robot is a 4 degrees of freedom robot. The first degree of freedom, you can see it in the base joint, which is down here. That's the first joint. The second joint is this one here, the one where it is next to the motors. That's the second joint. The third one is up here, over here. That's the third one. And as you can see here, this thing is left open because there is no connection point. There's no hole here, so we just left it up here. So that's the third one, the third joint here, and the fourth one is up here with the motor. And over here is the grappling end effector thingy. So yes, that's the whole robot. And now the third question asks us to form an angle of 20 and 30 degrees. So I've rotated the base 20 degrees counterclockwise. So we used a protractor, as you can see, and then we can measure 20 degrees from the front here. So when the robot is completely straight forward, it is at 0 degrees. So when it is 20 degrees, we counted 20 degrees to the left, which is counterclockwise. And yeah, so it is 20 degrees. And now the next thing we have to measure it is 30 degrees. So we measure 30 degrees from here, if you can see it correctly. And from my angle, it is at 30 degrees. If you can see it, that's 30 degrees. And then for the other two joints, it is up to us for the angle. So we chose an angle of 35 degrees up here and 65 degrees in this joint. So you can measure it by doing it like this. I can't see it well from my angle, so you have to see it. So if you measure it, it should be approximately 35 degrees. And then up here, it should be around 65. Yeah, 65 degrees. So you measure it from this top here, not the bottom one here. We measure it from the top here because it's the one connected to the joint. So those are the angles for this robot. And now we measure the length of the linkage, which we measure using a ruler. So the first joint, we will measure it from the base area down here, and if you measure it from this base until the connection point, which is in the middle here, which is inside, if you measure it, it should be around 0.8 centimeters. That's the first joint. And then to the second joint, which is over here, it should measure around to around 2.4 centimeters when measured correctly. And then for the other linkage, which is from this joint here all the way to here, that should measure around 8.1. Okay, right about there, I think 8.1 centimeters. And the other one, which is to up here, it should also be around 8.1 centimeters. So yeah, those are the angles and length for the 4 joints. And then after you gather those values, you will find the next value. The next parameter you have to find is the alpha. So in this case, in the first joint, the x-axis is pointing upwards, so the alpha will be 0. And then the next axis, the z-axis, will be pointing to the side. So there's a difference of 90 degrees. So the first join will have an alpha of 0, second one will have 90, and then the third and fourth one will be 0 for the alpha. And using those values, you'll enter those values in the program that we created, and from there you can find the position of the end effector in centimeters.
Okay, so for question 4, it's basically the same as question 3. The only difference is the angles. But for the number of joints, length link, length D, and alpha is the same except the theta because it's the angle. It's the degrees, I mean. So first of all, I'm going to measure this one, the base, which rotates, and it measures for around 10 degrees. And then the second one over here, it measures for around 50 degrees. And then the third one is over here, and it measures for around 61 degrees. And then the last one here, it measures around 25 degrees. Okay, so for the next step, for the codes, we use the same codes as question 3, and the only difference is we inputted different values because we have different angles.
Okay, so that's it for our video, and the complete answers can be found in the PDF document that we will upload.
And thank you guys for watching. We hope you enjoy our video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.